Hi everyone, we're Mike and Tricia, and along with our wee dog Kira, we're on tour in France in our new Swift Carrera 144, exploring the country while putting the van through its paces. In this episode, I go off to explore the Sainte Suzanne Castle, and we didn't know it, but there's a really exciting race about to start in the village. Here they come now. Hello folks, and welcome back to another Mike and Tricia out and about. Or should I say Mike out and about today. Tricia is back at the van. Simple reason for that is that I'm going to go out and have a look around the fortress that's here. It's got to be one of the biggest, in fact the biggest fortress that we have seen since we started touring around France. Really huge structure, and it's not far at all. So anyway, we're here in a place called Sainte Suzanne. That's Sainte Suzanne for us Brits. And it's another little camping car park. So let me just show you this before I head off up to the fortress. There's free toilets here on the site, which is great. You don't often get that, but it's always a nice to have. And there's full recycling facilities as well. There's a lovely little square here though. Let's have a wee look. Yeah, this is why I come to France. That's the old town hall there, dates to 1884, and that stone clock at the top. And here's the church. It looks like they're getting a delivery or something. Maybe that just gives me the chance to sneak in and have a little peek. Now, something tells me that it's down here for the fortress. What an incredible view from here. The castle at Sainte Suzanne was built in the 11th century, and the central tower, or keep, is typical of those built in western France in the Romanesque period. Its purpose was both military and symbolic to demonstrate the power of its owner. Most notably, the keep resisted the onslaught of William the Conqueror from 1083 to 1087. There were many changes to the fortress over the centuries to strengthen the defensive position. In the late Middle Ages, during the 100 Years' War of 1337 to 1453, the English threat and the development of artillery made it necessary to introduce new improvements. The ramparts were rimmed with overhanging galleries, allowing projectiles to be dropped vertically onto anyone trying to attack. Can't wait to get in. This is the keep, the stronghold of the place. It looks like it's closed for the time being for renovation, so all I can do is have a little peek from here. There's another view of the keep from this side. The original medieval entrance to the chateau is right here. It's been changed quite a lot over the centuries, but that's the original entrance. This big manor house dates to the 17th century. It was never finished. It was for the Baron of Sainte Suzanne, and he wanted to build it and live here, but never got around to finishing it. There's a large group of tourists just arrived, so I'm all for peace and quiet. I'm going to exit stage left and see this bit here, which is known as the Iron Gate. Don't know why it was called that, but anyway, here it is. Quick look inside. Can't see any iron gates. Up now onto the walls. It actually just looks like a lookout point, and you can see right across this hill here. There's a quick look around, but I really enjoyed that, and I think you can actually get down to the foot of the large external walls too and walk right around the perimeter. So that's where I'm going now. I'm loving all these old houses, many of them of medieval origin but been updated an awful lot. But they've kept a lot of the charm. And some of the houses, they've got these little ducats, these little pigeonholes if you like, and they put a little statue in there. Don't know if it's a religious statue, or I would imagine it is, but I couldn't make out what it is, but really quite charming all the same. I reckon this is it. Promenade de la Poterne. This is the 17th century manor house. It looks a lot more impressive from here. Right, this way to Jardin Médiéval. It's a really tranquil space in here. Hear the birds? Ah, yeah, this is nice. I think they've tried to recreate how they did it back then. All these little individual garden plots. And here's a little rose tunnel to go through. Actually, I think it's honeysuckle and roses. So any gardeners watching, if you thought that raised beds was a new idea, think again. They were at it back in the medieval times. I think I'll head back to the van now. Surprise, surprise, it's next day. We decided to move on. The reason for that really was, well, as you saw, I was the only person that could get into the castle. Kira wasn't allowed.
No, she wasn't. And I had to sit in the van with Kira, which is fine, you know, read my book, etc. But there wasn't really anywhere else to play ball with Kira. There was a small part that you could walk to.
It was right down at the very foot of the castle. So the castle was obviously on that elevated site, and there was a grassy slope all the way down,
Yes,
down past the medieval gardens. And there was a bit there where we were able to play ball with Kira for a while. And that's actually where I was able to put the drone up as well and get a lot of the shots of the castle. And sometimes I find when you're flying the drone, it's better to stand way back from the subject so that you can actually see the drone, keep the drone in your line of sight, rather than being like this and looking up at the sky all the time and getting a crick in your neck. And the other thing that was a little bit annoying for me was, you know, I think I filmed the bins because I thought these refuse bins look great. You know, there's all the recycling that you could want. And then we went to put something in the bin, the general recycling, and the bin was locked. You couldn't put anything in the bin.
No, there was a QR code. I scanned a QR code and discovered that they would email you a code, but it would cost €2.50 for a 30-litre bag, I think it was.
Yeah.
So for us, I mean, with camper van, we've only got a small, as much as we recycle, we've only got a small amount of rubbish. So we felt, we were already paying for a site, and we thought, okay, they should really, the camping car park should be picking up the bill for that, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems to be that the different local authorities around France have got their own policies around refuse collection. So in the end, we just decided to bag everything up into a single big bag. We tied the top and we brought it with us. And we've just put the rubbish in the bin in this one, haven't we?
Yes, we have, yeah.
Yeah, so we're at Bonnetable.
Bonnetable. It's regarded as one of the gateways to Normandy. So it's between Le Mans and Rouen, northeast of Le Mans. So we're heading our way home.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the last leg of this trip around France. I think this morning we're just going to head out and have a little look around the town, Bonnetable.
Yep.
And as usual, we're on the hunt for a boulangerie and we'll see what else is in the village. Yeah. This is the park on the way down to the village. This is much better for Kira. For us as well, it gives us a little bit of exercise. And throwing the ball about for Kira, she's in her element at parks like this. There's a huge big house here, or I guess that's what they call a chateau. It's absolutely massive. Huge big gates as well. And turrets, and all along these railings there's bicycles mounted. Honestly, I don't know what that's all about. They've been decorated with, it looks like, fabric flowers, and they're right the way along the railings. This is the main street through the village now, and I'm just wondering, I have seen a couple of posters on two of the shops now saying that there's some kind of bicycle race on. It seems to be finishing up in Le Mans, and it seems to be in 3 or 4 different stages, I think. There's certainly parts of the street that are sectioned off and they've got some tape out. It looks like it's to keep people back from the road. So I'm just wondering now, also with the bike theme that we just passed, all of the bicycles on the railings, I think there might be a bike race coming through here today. Well, we've found the boulangerie at least. That was one of the main things. Always is, feeding our bellies.
Merci, madame. Au revoir, mesdames.
Au revoir, bonne journée. Deux tartes aux pommes.
As usual, me and Kira need to wait outside.
Merci. Au revoir. Look, there's the mermaid. Ah, you're looking gorgeous, hen.
Just going to nip into the church to have a quick look. Inside the church now. Try and be as quiet as a mouse. Big round pillars all around me. And the altar is something else actually. We're back at the park area. Trisha's going to give Kira a little bit of ball play here, and I'm going to go into the village to watch some of the bicycles going by in this bicycle race. It seems like we just got here in time to see this, so I'm looking forward to it. Starting to get quite busy now. There's a number of marshals and things about, so still really don't know exactly when they're going to be here. Trisha's came up. She's had enough of the park, so we're going to watch this together. Here they come now. We probably waited an hour back there to watch that race, and it was over in a flash. Honestly, for a while I thought that we'd turned up to see a motorbike race or something, because the amount of support vehicles that there were, particularly motorbikes, flying past us, but also there was a lot of police cars too and other support vehicles. I'm really glad we came out to see that today. Something different for us. Heading back to the van now. Get a cuppa. Looking forward to this tart.
Yay.
I'm telling you.
Lovely.
I think we deserve it. We stood there for about an hour before anybody came around.
Yeah, we did.
Apart from all the support vehicles
Yeah,
and everything.
and the motorbikes,
obviously.
police motorbikes, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it was like,
it was
cycles
over in a flash.
and it was like, okay.
You blinked. You missed it.
Yeah,
well,
you
thankfully
did.
I'll be able to get it in slow motion, so when we watch it back a little
We'll
bit,
be able to see it.
well, it'll be like we're seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Eh? Anyway, I'm going to tuck into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our next video, I think what we're going to speak about is being away in the van for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
What our thoughts are, and what our thoughts are on Daffers and what we think of her.
Yeah, it's 10 weeks is the longest we've ever been away in the van,
In a
isn't
van,
it?
yeah.
So we have certainly got a lot of learnings to discuss, and we'll share these with you on the next one.
Yeah, see you then.
Ta-ra.